to the Booga Box live stream. It's Tuesday, the last Tuesday of August. Hope everybody had a good weekend. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this later, I do appreciate it. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, like, shares, all those good things. And you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We stream to all three of those places on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Okay. Got all that out of the way. You can see we made some progress on it. Real quick, we're going to pull this out, so we'll show the picture of what we're going for here. It's a griffin head from my old high school. I'm trying to make an inlay and going to try to donate it to them, see if they want it. If not, no big deal. I would make it for myself. There's been 3 things that I wanted to do that were kind of old school related. I helped them out for years and everything like that. So, but that's what we're going for. We're working on line 48 right now, so we're closing in on halfway. I want to go ahead and get started on this, and everything looks like it's working all right. And we'll go ahead and get on to this, so then I can make less edit cuts later. We need to get some background music going here. So, I mean, I didn't make we got some progress since Thursday. I was hoping for more, but still ahead of where I really want to be. Well, where my minimum of need to be, I guess. So that I could get it done by October 13th, but I really want it done a little bit before that, so. And on average, that gives me about 2 hours a day, 2.5 hours a day on average, and I can get it there. After recalculating how long this was going to take me, I calculated totally wrong. I would have made this a different size if I would have put in the right calculations. But it is what it is, and we're going to make it work. So, I mean, we actually had a pretty decent weekend. We had a little cool front move through, so it got kind of nice there. Last couple, Saturday and Sunday, which kind of threw me off a bit. Oh, I just screwed that ring on. Saturday there was a Chiefs preseason game, so obviously I had to watch that. And so before the game, I got a little bit of time in. I think I only got about 45 minutes in before the game, and then after the game, I figured I was going to get some more time in, but kind of Saturday kind of got a little wacky. My mom needed to go to the hospital. She wasn't feeling well, so kind of threw off the rest of Saturday, and I was like, well, you know, one day's not going to hurt. Then Sunday came around, and actually got my first, I don't know, probably about 35 minutes in, fairly early Sunday, and I was feeling like, wow, this is going to be actually a pretty good day. I'm going to get some stuff done. Now, this was before I went grocery shopping, which I'd planned on going for on Sunday morning. So, once I went and got that done, got home, got that put up. What did I do after? There was something else that I ended up having to do that day. Oh, I had to go back out and go get some medicine for my mom. I had to go get son needed some medicine, so we had a little bit of running around to do. And then I did have my fantasy football drafts, so Sunday afternoon, early evening, whatever. And but by the time I got done with the grocery shopping, doing stuff around the house, getting some things caught up around the house, I ended up getting no other time in on Sunday. I was like, okay, that was 2 days. That can't happen ever again. I think between Saturday and Sunday, I think I only got maybe an hour and a half of total work in between the 2 days. Friday was pretty productive. I made some pretty good progress on Friday. And then yesterday, actually, I got about a little over 4 hours in yesterday, so that was kind of nice. Actually, yesterday was like really super productive in a way. I got mowing done in the morning. A little bit of other stuff done outside. Oh, it's still pretty nice in the morning. Still got time in on this. I did got the kitchen caught back up, and actually not necessarily rearranged or anything my area down here, but I cleaned it up. It needed to carpet down here, which sucks. So I had to vacuum. You know, I got a kitty boy that is an extreme shedder. So I'd put off doing that for a few extra days than normal, and so took care of that. So it was actually a pretty nice, productive day in a way. I was ready to go to bed early. I'd gotten up early though too. I was up at like 5:30, 5 o'clock Monday morning, but got stuff done. Felt good in a way, but I'm hoping today will. I got some time in this morning on this, not a ton, but some. I had a few other things I needed computer-wise to take care of. I still got some other things I got to do on the computer. End of the month type things, you know, get the bills paid, all that. That took some time. I guess I did do some of that on Sunday. Finished most of it up on Monday. Still got a couple other things to take care of today. But I don't necessarily have anything super planned for later today, so I'm hoping I can get some good progress done on this. Well, okay, I say that and I forgot. I take that back. It is Tuesday, it is laser day, and I do have laser work to do. I actually got a new addition to add to my diode laser. A modification, if you want to call it that per se. So I do have that I got to take care of today, and 3 tumblers. So I guess I will have a little bit of time taken away from getting on there. So let's see. We get in our hour stream here. I've gotten in at least an hour earlier today, so I mean I'll be up over 2 hours already without getting anything extra after the stream today. But I hope to get in at least another hour today on this. We'll see. Well, yeah, I did just upgrade update the laser software, so I do have a few things on that front to do. Well, I'm going to be pulling, yeah, well, crud, man. My Tuesday is just starting to turn to crap now the more I think about it. Not crap per se, I'll get stuff done, but nothing that I had planned early. I kind of forgot about all that, because that was something again I did yesterday, was get the updated software, got the Galvo upgrade, so I've got some work to do in getting all that working properly. Most of it should be pretty easy, but I've not used the Lightburn with the Galvo yet, so it'll be a little bit of a learning process, but also at the same time I'm going to be using the little laptop that I use for this, and test it on the lasers, because the other laptop is just it was doing okay there for a while without having basically a CPU fan. Had an external fan that was just blowing extra air around it, and it would make it work, but it was becoming more and more of a hassle. I've had it shut down a few times, so I don't have the funds necessarily to get another laptop right now. At least one that I would like. There's some out there, you know, the 250 models just sometimes don't cut it, you know. Granted, I don't need a ton of extra juice for it, because really the programs aren't super juicy that I use for doing my laser stuff. So, well, I mean, I don't want to say the program's actually super juicy, but it doesn't use a lot of juice, if that makes any sense. I love Lightburn. It's not a huge resource hog or anything like that. It doesn't take much resources to run it, so that's what's nice about it. And why I can still, I mean, the old laptop that I need to replace is literally, I think, 18 years old. 17, 18 years old. I mean, it's been around for a while. It's had a couple battery replacements, hard drive replacements. If it wasn't for the fan kicking the bucket on the CPU, and I did find a replacement for it per se, but the thing with me and laptops have never been a good thing. Well, it looks like my thing locked up. Hopefully I'm not missing any messages. I hate this thing. I really hate this thing. And, I mean, that's why I don't know if this laptop will be able to do the laser. It should, but this laptop gives me so many issues. But I think it's more online issues with Facebook and when I'm trying to do that kind of stuff. Come on. I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. I need to figure out a better way to even manage comments and find them when they're there. Just because it's kind of a pain the way I have to do it now. Alright, let's see if that'll work. If not, I'm just going to let it go because I really don't want to mess with it. I guess that's the only good thing I've liked about doing the time-lapse stuff, because I don't have any. I'm not watching this little computer is never going. I just click start over there and let it go do its thing. Alright, come on. Alright, there it goes. I got it reopened, but then it wasn't muted, so I don't think I missed any comments, but if I did, sorry. I don't think I have any viewers today anywhere, maybe. YouTube's always harder to tell. I have to scroll on it, and I don't want to scroll down on it. Take time away from this, and like I said, doing the time lapse, I'm trying not to get any extraneous extras per se. Though, I don't remember what day it was. I guess it would have been Saturday. I had another while I was recording, I was about, I don't know, 4 minutes into 30 minutes, because I stopped after 30 minutes little session. But about 4 minutes into it, I had a little weirdness, and I grabbed the mouse that was sitting beside me and thought I fixed it real quick, and went on my merry own way. And it wasn't till after I got up and done to stop that recording session that I realized I wasn't recording. And then it took me a little bit to finally figure out what had happened. I actually, when I turned this other mouse on, I actually clicked on stop recording, and so it had stopped after once I messed with the mouse. And so I'm actually missing, I think it was I'd have to look at my paper. I got a piece of paper. I missed 2 sessions. One was a 7-minute area. That's because my hard drive ran out of space. So I missed a 7-minute on, I think that was about a 45-minute session I was on that time. I missed 7 on it. And then I think it was 18 on this one. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look at the paper again, but I wrote it down because it's like that's missing time. You won't notice it really too much in the time lapse because everything happens so quickly. I mean, we're going to end up taking 80 hours down to probably about 3 minutes. I don't like to make the time lapse too long because it can get a little boring. So I go a little faster sometimes. I thought about trying to do some other little things in them, but yeah, it looks like this thing locked up again on me. Facebook for you. Well, Facebook and this laptop. I didn't reboot the laptop though. That's the thing with this laptop I've noticed is if I don't, it shuts down but it goes in sleep mode, and so I'm not really messing with it. It sits there, so I kick it back on. And I don't know, it's something I've never really used on any of my other systems because ever since, Windows 98, it seems like anytime I ever try to use sleep on a computer, it end up just doing weird stuff to the computer over time, especially. So for habit forming, for years I'd give it a little try here and there. Last time I actually tried it was Windows Millennium. I never tried sleep on 7, and now this is Windows 10, and it seems like it goes to sleep. There's just something weird that corrupts something, and the only way to really do it is shut everything down and restart. I did not do that today, so and that's why I hate to sleep. I don't use it on my other system, but my main desktop's always up and awake doing something. It's either bowing, crunching. If I'm not doing something on it, which the only time I'm not doing something on it pretty much when I'm sleeping. And right now, well, that's on the desktop, so it won't be giving me any problem with the laptop here, but it is processing a video right now. One of my 10-hour blocks that I've got going. But we did that before last week. Didn't give me any issues. This is just this weird laptop. Like I said, that's going to be the problem tonight, trying to test this thing out and trying it on getting it set up for the laser stuff. Like I said, I'm sure it'll probably do okay. One thing I'm not gonna like about the screen smaller, so I'll have to. My eyesight sucks anyway now. Well, it's just getting worse and worse, but power-wise, it should have enough. We'll have to just kind of play and see. But like I said, I want to do something totally different to all this stuff here. How can I get my thing back, man? Alright. Well, we'll try it again. Third time's charm, maybe? Where are we at time-wise, anyway? Oh, we're only a little over 15 minutes, sweet. Hoping we're going good on time here. About to get most of this line done. I don't keep having issues and yammer yammer and going everywhere. Well, like I said, it's coming along. I would like to get halfway. I'm hoping by Thursday night. I'd like to get it done by Thursday during the stream, but I don't think I'll have enough time, especially now that I just realized what I need to do later tonight, or at least after the stream. So that kind of, but you know. Thursday, Friday, before the end of this week, I will be halfway, and I need to get to a halfway point. I'm going to do a quick halfway video because I do want to offer it up to them, but I don't want it to be so late that they don't have any time to think about it, and not necessarily if they want to do anything with homecoming with it, because I'd rather personally Inlay not. But I already got enough going on at halftime at the homecoming game, so. But I want to give them, and if they want to do something later, if they don't want it at all, like I said, it ain't no big deal to me. I hope they will take it. It'd be nice to have a piece of chainmail up in the school and promote chainmail, but if not, like I said, I had 3 pieces planned that I've always wanted to do as inlays. One was the W, one was the griffin itself or the head, and then a band related something. So this will be number 2 out of them that I want to do, so I'll have one more left to do at some point. Like I said, though, I didn't know when I wanted to do them. Never, Chiefs things I do because they keep winning Super Bowls. I'm still working on the, one from a couple years ago. I don't know how long that's going to take to finish, but alright, got that. So 6 more going. So like I said, you can kind of see that there's not much. There's a little bit of stretch in it. I'm going to see here. I go here. At a pull. I might get an inch overall. It does have a little bit of weird, and again, I'm not even sure if this is going to work by the time I'm done. Because of the frost rings being not drastically different size, but there's a pretty big difference. I am a little concerned of how it's going to drape once I hang it up with that issue. I've been thinking about it, and in my mind I'm like, well, if it does this, maybe I come through and do this, maybe that would help, but no way of knowing till I get there. So I try not to think about it too much. I am still thinking about it, but there's not a whole lot I'll be able to do till I can get it done. So right now it's just let's just power through, get it done, because I do have Gladfest coming up event 29th 30th of September here, so just over a month away. I need to get ready for that. I've got most things ready, but every event there's always something that I need to get ready for, and we're going to do a different outdoor under tent event that we've never kind of done, so it's going to be a different experience in itself. That is, I still haven't heard back yet. That is, if we can get in it. It was first come first serve on that. I haven't heard anything back. I'm hoping I can be there. I mean, if not though, I can still go regular setup tent, and that's what I put in my thing. If it's full, I can go to the normal setup, as long as it's not in that stupid parking lot again, I hope. But I don't know. it seems like they're not going to do the parade anymore. I think last year since they had construction, they couldn't do the parade, so they did this more of a pep rally thing in the center of the town. Well, I mean, Gladstone is kind of Gladstone already inside Kansas City as is, but it's a nice little open park area. But they did that last year, and I think they liked it. So, from what it looks like, they're doing it again this year. So no parade, which means they might be blocking off more of the streets, which might put the vendors again in the parking lots. And like I said, I did not like that parking lot we were in at all last year. Just putting up our tent, it had a 10-foot spot side to side, especially from the front to the back corner. We dropped, it was probably a good 10-inch drop. And so, I mean, I couldn't have anything on a table that needed to be anywhere near flat. Things wanted to roll away, hard to keep, it was a pain in the butt. I don't know how, some people would be okay with, probably, but I don't know, I did not like it at all, and I was like, I am not going to do this again. Because, I'm complaining about the people that are uphill for me. People downhill for me are complaining about me. But, I mean, what can you do when you're at such an angle? Things just naturally kind of slide down, so. And then I get needing to be kind of anal about your 10 foots by 10 foots. But sometimes I swear, I have a 10 foot by 10 foot tent at the base for its feet. And they're straight poled. They don't come out at an angle where sometimes you might have a 10-foot canopy, but at the base you're at 12 foot. Sometimes they're 10 foot, and by the time you get up top, you only have an 8-foot canopy. I had one of those before. But I swear that, you just take an inch or two off of those to try to save space or put another person in there when it's not actually, I haven't taken a tape measure to some of these places, but I'm like, there's no way this is 10 feet, because I'm squishing my legs together on my tent, and they're not fitting here. This ain't how it works. I know my tent. Well, it's pretty easy when you put up grid walls too, because grid walls are 2 feet wide, and if I use the screw mounters, I will get, by the time I add 3 or 4 walls, I can add about 3/4 of an inch overall. But now I've got these little plastic quick connectors that I use that put them right next to each other, right up next to each other, so it's 2, 4. And I mean, when they're not matching up to that too, you're like, yeah, there's something cool up there. 1, 9, 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. And quick looks around, where are we at? 23 minutes, didn't get on time. Not seeing that it doesn't look like I'm missing anything, any comments anywhere, but again, I do thank anybody if you watch these later. I know there are a few people that do watch later, a few friends, I do know that, so I'll get messages or comments later asking about this or that, and I'm like, oh, you watched it? Oh, yeah. I didn't watch it live, but, I don't know if it's better to have the later night and get more people. I'm not sure, but for right now and for how things are going around here, for me, this afternoon streams have been working pretty well. There are things I do miss about doing them at night, but there are kind of some pluses doing it here. But there are also minuses doing it this early. In a way, I'm still not used to it, because I have to think now at 11:30. I need to kind of start making sure I'm remembering. One, I'm on the right day, because it was last week. I think I was getting ready to go. Well, it was Wednesday last week. I never did say that Thursday, but Wednesday last week, it was 11:30, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to do this and that. No, I didn't get the programs or anything running yet, but there are just these little steps I go through on a stream day. And I started getting through them, and it was actually when I first started opening up I opened up all my stream windows that I pushed the stream out through, and I had to change the description, date and all that. And that was the first indication when I looked at the calendar going, it's Wednesday. It's not Thursday. So I was like, oh, okay. So I had to start setting everything down. So I'm still getting used to it myself. I know I need to change up my opening screen area, stream thing, because it still has it listed as Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays. And I've got about half of it done. Like I said, I've had to change it up, but I hard coded everything I did, so there wasn't no easy just go in and change this element type thing, which is what I'm trying to do now. It's taking me a little longer, but I think overall, no, I want to change all that up. I don't want to change everything up, but time, knowledge, all that good stuff. Some things I have to learn. I've never taught in most anything I've done, computers, this, whatever it might be. It's always been self-taught. So we're starting to come into the bottom of the beak here. Sat on it weird to get the stream going and never readjusted. That's a little bit better. But yeah, I can't believe it's almost September already. This year's kind of, even though it's been wackadoodle around here, it's going faster than I would definitely like. It doesn't seem like January when everybody was sick, and February and all that, and things were going crazy. It was that long ago. But it was. It's just trying to still get used to everything. Crazy, crazy. Like I said, when we get done with this, I'll be working. I don't know how. Probably just do one stream a week. We'll do the Kelsey jersey, and then the other day we'll do a small or random or something else, so we can get into. I kind of miss having my little small project Wednesday that we were doing. It was nice to have a project we could do in a session, in a stream, one night stream, Though I do have my own. I do have. Yeah. Daughter rung me down a bracelet that I made for her years ago. She wore it for her concerts and stuff, and she's like, I want this version, but I need it in colors, and so I've got a bracelet I need to make up for her. I still have a little while till she needs it, but so I got a little bit of laser work to do tonight. Don't have any chainmail orders right now. I got a few nibbles out, so I do want to thank, I don't know if any other fellow chainmailers ever get on here or nothing, but I had a little spurt here this past couple weeks of my wormhole cube tutorial, so I do want to thank anybody that's ever gotten any of my tutorials. I only have like 3 or 4 paid ones, and I got a couple little free little nifty things or something, I don't know what to call them on there, but wormhole cube, I've got my chain ends, and I have a different styled dream catcher, wall catcher, whatever you want to call it, than a lot of other people. I don't use a center ring in mine. It's a little different, but I have had a little run here recently on them, so I do want to thank anybody for doing it, for coming and getting those if you happen to come by and watch any of these. I've got a couple more that I've been wanting to put together, but I haven't fully got it broken down the way I need to. I've made a few of these a couple different times through the years, and I'm like, I want to sit here and do a tutorial because it's still something I haven't seen. It's not something super hard either, but I just need to have more time to be able to sit down and do that. Just too many plans for all this and that. But who knows? Like I said, I would like to say once October gets here, it'll be easier, but I guess actually here on the 19th of September, I got a band event I'm doing, North Kansas City Festival. I go there and get all the 4 high school bands. They come together, just put on a night of all 4 of the high school bands, and they get some judges kind of to come in and critique their show and give them pointers before they get into the depths of their marching competition season. It's always a nice one to go to. I like going to it. We would be on like the 10th or 11th year of it going on, but literally the first 5 years got rained out, stormed out, snowed out. Something always came up the first 5 years they tried to do it. Then a couple of the bands would try to have little informal ones they do on their own because they missed and couldn't do it. But then the last several years it's come together and worked out. We had the COVID years, which was a little weird. They actually took 2 of the bands and, well, split them. They used 2 different weekends and had 2 bands one weekend, 2 bands the next, try to keep protocols, all that. But I always look forward to seeing that one, though. 1 and 4. Just be able to see all of them together is kind of nice. And I'm going to do a handful of stuff. I'm not, I'm not at every event anymore, and I'm not doing the DVDs, but I'm still trying to help out and do what I can. Still plan on going to all the homecomings and getting video. This year I'll be there because I'm being kind of spotlighted in a way, but I'd still be there regardless. Last year was the first homecoming I'd missed in years and years. And it has happened before where my wife and our anniversary had fallen on a band-related thing, and for years we would postpone our anniversary. But last year, since I was like taking a break, it kind of sucked in a way because all last year kind of went weird. But it was like I'm not doing all that. I don't have to be at every event. I don't necessarily want to miss a homecoming, but it happens to be the exact day. It was a nice Friday, actually. That happens every 7 years when your days will fall on the same day of the week. And so it was like, oh, let's go ahead and do something, which I'm extremely glad we did, because I don't think we could do that again anymore now with the health issues. So I'm glad. But then, I missed that. So then I always want to do the winter concert too, but then we all got sick. I missed doing our actual winter events for chainmail stuff, missed the concert. It was just kind of, and then January, February got crazy with life going in the hospital for a month. And so yeah, then it got a little crazy. So everything band-wise got really screwed up last year, and I only got to like 3 events when I want to do at least 5 or 6. 3. But hopefully it'll change this year, and I can still get to those few things that I want to. Like I said, I want to get to one good marching one. I like doing the festival for all the high schools. The only part I don't like about it is it's so early in the season yet. Sometimes they don't have their full shows together, so I don't get to see that. So this year I'm hoping to actually go to one of the marching competitions. I didn't get to one last year, and I miss getting to them because, I like watching, helping out the band and doing that, but I also like just being there and seeing the other bands. I'm just an old band guy, so I like seeing them all and what they're doing and all that, so I'm actually hoping to get to one of those. So that one will be in mid to late October, I think it is. Well, yeah, it's later. The 13th is homecoming, and then I think it's 2 weeks after that. Was it 14 days? No, it couldn't have been 14 days. So it wasn't the next weekend, was it? I hope it's not. That might be tougher to do. Just do it in one of those, it's going to be farther away. It's a trip. I don't want to leave the house that long unless the wife's kind of in a good area. Well, and actually I wanted the daughter to go with me if she wanted to go. I thought it'd be neat because she used to go to all these things with me. We haven't done one like this since she's graduated. I used to go to all her stuff in the band, but it was before she got into high school band. She would come with me to all the band events, so it's nice to have her with me, and we haven't been able to do that. So I was actually telling her the other day, I was like, you want to go to Trenton this year, Saturday? Just to watch some bands, hang out. Oh, and she hadn't given me an answer yet. I'm hoping we'll be able to do it. But that's the other thing, though. With her going, it kind of puts a strain on, well, nobody here with the wife, other than the son, but he's got his own health issues, so. So I think I'll just have to kind of play it by ear. A lot of it could depend on the oldest daughter, if she's not working that weekend, not saying that she comes over, but if she's at least available to call in case something happened, because it's Trenton's about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, I think. It's been a few years since I've been up there. Well, I guess it's only been 2, but I don't remember. It's just become habit. I just know how to kind of drive there. It's become like just you drive home. You don't think about anything. I kind of give a map a once over before I go anymore, but it's mostly that is just to check and make sure that there's not any major construction where they might have detours, because then that would kind of screw me up. But I always forget when I go. Phones have GPS in them. I could use a phone map, but I never think about it. I'm old school. I'm used to pulling up Yahoo Maps and printing them up and having the turn-by-turn directions on 12 pieces of paper. Now that says a young adult. When I was younger, when I first started to drive, I had to learn to drive, and we learned how to read maps in our day. I actually had in my car the Kansas City map, Missouri State map, a Kansas State map, and I'll be honest with you, I use those things quite often. As a youngin', figure things out, and mostly now it's like I'm old enough, I know where most things are and mostly how to get there. Normally I just look at a map or a quick reminder going, oh yeah, okay. And, all the youngies out there, daughter's always just like, I got a map, I got a phone, I can figure out where I'm going. I'm like, okay. It's just weird when, different eras, I guess, there. Now, where are we at our time? 38 minutes? Cool. Roughly in there. We still got some time. Like I said, I'd like to get this line finished up at minimum, which we should. 20 minutes, a little plus. It's a little bit slower. I did leave my glasses on. I have been finding out over the past 2 weeks that I can weave and have better closures if I take my glasses off. I don't have to focus under my glasses, and I don't want bifocals. Everybody that's ever had them always tells me about them like that. Seems so irritating the way they describe it and everything. Something I just don't think I can handle. So I'm leaving them on though because I didn't want to miss any comments. So I don't see any comments. I could still be missing them. Excuse me. But yeah, it was kind of. I just did it because it was kind of weird having to go across, because when I do the back the other way, I flip this around and work at it from the top, and it was harder to see from further away. So I was bringing it towards me, but found my glasses off, worked, and then when I started doing this way with my glasses off, it's like, holy crap, man, things are so much easier to see. So now I have been getting into the habit of doing that, other than frustrating. Too flat, too flat. Because then, like I said, everything else would be just a blur. I could see like blur changing. That might make me have to get my glasses back on, but I was like, I'm not going back. I tried doing it the other day. I didn't necessarily like it by the time I was done. That's why I'm not doing it today, but I do like chainmail without my glasses on anymore. I think that's going to be kind of a thing. And part of it is just the strain. That's why I don't think I'd like the bifocals. Because your eyes have to adjust when you go through one to the other. And when I'm doing chainmailing, I'm look under them or over them when I'm chainmailing, is fine. I can focus, but I'm constantly focusing back and forth from looking above or below and getting a good focus to looking up just straight ahead or looking over at the computer or whatnot like that. Then I'm using my glasses again, so my eyes are constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And by the time I'm done after doing a session, you know, my eyes are just hurting because of just focusing back and forth. And that's one of the reasons why I said I tried taking them off, and for a different reason, but I've noticed the eye strain was a lot better when it's just either blurry and I'm focusing. Just stays that way. When I get to that point, put them back on. Takes me just, you know, a quick couple seconds to kind of refocus with the glasses on, but then I don't have that eye strain at looking at anything else after that point. Because I think that was the biggest thing when I would get done doing a session. I'd get up and it was just, oh, my eyes are hurting. And I'd try to look at something far away or somewhat close up, just not even, you know, above or below the glasses, just through the glasses. It was just straining my eyes. And so this past week I've been kind of playing around testing it. I think I kind of like it. Though, like I said, I don't like it with a stream. Other than, you know, that's, I guess, if I had a producer or something, somebody sitting around pushing the buttons to make it go, could say, hey, so-and-so's got a question. Then I could go without them. Or a dinger or something that says, hey, you got a comment. So you can see we kind of, like I said, we're getting some, we got 4 feathers here. I guess we count this one, the back of the head's 5. 6 of this little tip has no white yet in it, but I don't know if this row gets the white or not yet. I know it's either this or the next row. It will be getting a little bit, it'll finally get its white or frost into it, so. But once we get done with the beak, it'll probably look a little less drastic on big changes because this had more of the focus of the change. Over here there's a lot going on, but it's just feathers that are kind of feathered together, so they'll kind of just slowly kind of creep out and come over and blend in. So there's nothing major that's going to like pop out once you get to it, kind of like we did with the here. I think we'll get a little more pop once I get the lower of the beak in and the swing down into this, because right in here is where the swing down comes up into the head feather there. So well, like I said, hopefully by, I'm hoping Thursday night, Friday, I'll be at least halfway. That's the plan anyway. Like I said, I'm still plenty ahead. I started this, let's see, it was a Sunday. So that'd be 14, 15, 16. So I'm in day 17. And at the bare minimum, I needed 2 a day. So if it's been 17 days and I got 2, I need to be on row 34. We're on row 48, so I'm definitely ahead of my bare minimum. I need to recalculate for my minimum. That's the bare minimum. I kind of want to have a date of minimum and then a date that I would feel comfortable with, because I still don't know how I'm going to hang it. Sometimes I got plans sometimes on how I want to hang it, but sometimes they don't work out. Once I get done, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like it if I do that, so normally I do wait till I get done and kind of hold it and see it, and then kind of it tells me, do you want to hang up, you know, on a bar with a triangle piece? You just want to be on a straight bar? Do you want to be a double barred? Do you want to use straps instead of just being ringed, held? So, and this one we could probably use straps fairly well, but I'm not sure yet. I need to get a weight on it once it's done, because overall size-wise, it's going to be smaller than some of my others that are bigger, but it's going to weigh more than those that are bigger because of the ring size I'm using. So, and part of that will play into the equation too, because I want to make sure it's going to be sturdy and held up. I don't know how, and if the school wanted it, how they would hang it up, so that could change some of that too. I want to get a basic. Again, if it's even something they want to have. If not, then I'll probably do for myself a single bar with ring, and I got a place in mind that I would put it. Uh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? That, would work. I don't necessarily want it there. I don't know if I would take it with me to events or not. In a way, I'd like to show it off. But at an event, somebody might ask what it's about, blah, blah, blah. I don't necessarily want to kind of get into that portion of it per se. Other than, my old high school, but I do a lot of high school events that I'd hate to kind of bring it out to. It'd be great to probably take with me. We always do the Winnetonka Craft Fair. Would probably be a good one to take it to if the school doesn't want it. But I wouldn't necessarily want to take it if I went to the Oak Park Fair. So, there would be places I wouldn't want to necessarily. So, like I said, I don't know. I'm just building it for now, and we'll kind of go from there. I hope that they will want it and will display it in a way. I don't want them to. It's kind of weird. I kind of want to ask, but I also like. I don't want to. If you guys aren't going to display it, I don't want to give it to you type thing, because that sounds kind of weird. And it wouldn't necessarily bother me, but I'd much rather it get some display use, even if it was just displayed for myself here at home. So it's like, if you guys want it and would use it and do something with it, I would be more than happy to give it to you, because I'd love to see it there and all that. But if you guys aren't interested in it, that's perfectly fine too. They do have an area at the school kind of blocked off where they've had things that they put up through the years. I actually hadn't been over to it probably 10 years, to be honest with you. They've had a few different statues made throughout the years, and it's kind of like just a little memorabilia type of area in a way. I don't know how to explain it per se, but I don't know if this would go good there, but that's why I'd like to have one of them that we could hang up in the band room, but I don't know if they would want to do that either. That's why I don't know how I'm going to do a band related one yet either. It could be a longer, skinnier one. I got an idea for it. It could be more of a square one. Like I said, I didn't honestly think I'd probably be doing any of them at this point, and I'm getting ready to have 2 of the 3 done that I wanted to do, so. I like doing the inlays. They can be a pain, but I kind of like them. They don't pay the bills, that's for sure. It's all the other stuff. I've had a few inlays go, but few and far between when it comes to these. They're good for showing off, but when you also put a price on them, people are like, ugh, but then, they get it though when you tell them, because I think we're up to about 38 hours on this one right now. We're not even at halfway. I imagine this take a little over 80 hours. What do you get paid with in 2 weeks worth of work? And that's not even talking about the cost of materials. So, and that's how I try to explain it to most people. It's like, it's like that. What's your job pay? I don't want to ask them what you pay, but I'm just like, imagine, with especially with the jersey, what do you make in a month? I need that plus a little bit more because of the cost of material. So put it in. I work just as much as you did. So that's why the prices can get a little higher sometimes. Not everything is priced hourly per se. And I'm willing to kind of play around sometimes with pricing depending on what they want, especially if it's a custom order. Now, if it's something that's just there, I have already. Most of the time, I won't play around with the price too much on those. There's a little bit of wiggle room sometimes. If you're repeat or you're buying multiple, something like that, things can kind of change. But all right, where are we at in our time? Oh yeah, we'll get this one finished easy. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we'll get this row finished easy enough. What row again? Set at 48. Yeah. We need to get to 57 and a half. Row 57 and a half will be our halfway point. It's 115 rows. Deep and 145 rings per row. So 16,000 something. I think I've said it before. What was my ring count on this? 16,675. That is just in the inlay. We will be adding another either 150, 300, possibly 450 to 500 depending. If I go ring hanging, if I go with a strap hanging with made out of rings, that could go up a little bit from there. But 16,675 is just the inlay portion of this. No extra add-ons for hanging purposes yet. So it could get to 17,000 by the time it's done, since it's so close to there. In a way, I mean, I wouldn't mind it going up there, but that's just more time. And that's why if I do go rings hanging, I'm gonna have to go up a ring size, obviously, because I couldn't put a bar through that. Bar would be so thin, it'd be crazy. So I'm gonna have to go up ring size, and that still wouldn't be big enough. So a minimum, I can do 2 jumps. You can't go too big. I couldn't go right from this to like a 3/8 or 1/2 inch easy. You need to do a progression to that point. So I'm not exactly sure how I'd work that progression out yet. That's the other thing. If you do the straps, you don't have to worry about that progression. It's a matter of finding how many straps you would need. And I normally don't like doing straps because these are so flowy. You can get some bend in between, more like draperies, how you kind of get that little gravity pulling down in between where it's actually hanging. This has got this is such tighter weave, it would have definitely less of that. So it could work for that. I've done that for a few things. Either one, if they're light, they're small enough where it's not going to be that big of a thing. So it just kind of, like I said, it always depends on, once I get to the end, how the piece feels it wants to be hung. And sometimes I've hung them in ways that I didn't necessarily like them, but they wanted to be, somebody else wanted them to be hung that way, but you know. And I was comfortable enough with it hanging that way that I didn't feel, anything bad would happen or stuff. I just personally did not like the look of it. But as long as the customer happy, that's all that matters, I got my own personal taste. Everybody else has their own personal taste. So, whatever works for you, might not like it myself. But as long as you're happy with whatever we end up with, that's all that matters to me. If you like what I've made, we're good. I will, even if it's not something I don't particularly like, as long as I feel my craftsmanship was there, I'm not going to build it any less worthy because I don't like something in particular at all. That's not me at all. If anything, I probably want to work harder on the things that I don't like because of that. That's like, they always say, working with family and stuff, you're going to be easy. I get where when they say in business, you can't work with a co-member because you're going to be light on that member. And I'm like, yeah, that would never work for me because I would be twice as hard on my own co-worker, family member if they were working with me. One, just so I kind of can show that I wouldn't be giving them beneficial treatment or whatever, but okay, that one's done. Fine black and finish off with the gold. Yeah, this one didn't have it, so it must be the next row. Yeah, next row actually has my first little white in that feather area. So actually it'd be just in like the next 10 rings as I would come back up that row. But we're going to finish this off, and I think we're probably just going to go call it there for the day. Once I finish this row, I could probably flip it and do a handful more. We're at what, 55 minutes now? 54, 55. But by the time I would do that, and I didn't do my mid spiel. do my ending thing. We'll show a picture of it again. I don't want to do it in the middle because I don't want to have to edit out anything in the middle of these vids for the time lapse. It's easier just cut off the ending and the beginning. If I do anything weird, that's where I want to do them. So I do apologize for that. If you happen to watch until now, you've probably already seen it if you watch the beginning till now. But at the beginning or end of my next several streams while we're doing this project, I'll show the project then, unless somebody shows up and says, hey, I want to see it, then I'd probably plop it out. But again, I'd probably do it fairly quickly so that I could do a quick edit and not have to search and dig and all that good stuff. So like I said, we still got a few more rings anyway to finish this row off. It always gets a little tighter and tougher down here at the ends. I don't know why. Well, well, in a way I know why, but sometimes they go super smooth, and other times it's like, it's all a matter of how those ones underneath are laying. They just kind of, you know, if it's pushed together or stretched apart in the little amount that is available in that department. You know, see, that one went super smooth because I could see that they were already close together. And we just need a few more goldies here to finish it off. I think it was 4. Double check. Yeah, I can count right there too. You can see 4. I got 4 holes coming up. That's all I need. That's a little bit further. But I guess I'll, let's see, today is Tuesday, so we will be back on Thursday. Like I said, hopefully I'll get some good lines by then. Minimum, I would like to at least get 4 lines, I guess, by the time we come back. But hopefully we'll get more. We'll see. Like, I think after this, I got the cat to deal with the cats, and then I'm probably going to get into working on adding that attachment for the laser, testing it. And if I get back to this, it probably will be a little bit later tonight, and I'm hoping we can get back to it. If not, tomorrow. I'll plow through tomorrow. Maybe I'll get another 4 or 5 hour day in tomorrow on it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. Hopefully we do good. One more. And then the row's done. Where did my cat go? He's outside. I don't see him sitting around back behind me. No, it's warmer today than it has been, but it's still not. We're not up in the 90s. That's supposed to happen later in the week. It's gonna get hot again, like Friday, Saturday. Warm back up in the mid-upper 90s again. So I'm looking forward to that. October 70s. Come on, October 70s. October 70s. But anyway, that's where we're at. This is a full squish for the most part. That's a full pull for the most part. Not much difference, like I said. That's where I'm starting to see some face in that. There's what we're going for. Got some chicken scratches up here from me dictating where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. But otherwise, that's what we're going for. And hopefully by the end of this week, I'll be at least halfway and can get this monster pushed out before October ends, hopefully. Or before October starts. If I get it done at the end, that would kind of blow. Anyway, I do want to thank everybody for dropping by and checking us out. Don't forget to give the thumbs up, like, shares, all that good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Those are the 3 places that we stream to and try to keep updates on. So, other than that, we will be back on Thursday. Hope you all have a great Tuesday, rest of your Tuesday, or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day you might be watching this. I hope it's just a great day altogether. So, anyway, y'all have a good one, and we will see you on Thursday. Peace.
There's a beautiful day.